Welcome back to the Love is Black podcast. My name is Carice.
I'm Harvey.
Yay! I don't know why I couldn't talk like during that. I kind of stuttered a little bit. It's weird.
Did you forget your name?
Do I have like a thing going on, like a speech impediment? Has that been happening to me lately?
No, been me. That's been me. I've been trying to talk and stuff just not coming out right.
All right. That sounds about right. You have a speech impediment. I don't.
Okay.
Excellent.
Put the drink down.
What drink? I am visualized here. There's no drink. Anyway, I'm excited because one of our favorite things to do is really like have game nights, have friends over. We play a lot of different types of games, a lot of the popular games that are out and available in stores, but we keep seeing all of these games that are, you know, new and fresh, and they pop up in the feeds. And so today, so excited because we're going to be talking to
Omar and Aaron.
Aaron.
We said we wasn't gonna say that.
It's fine. He was okay with it. Aaron and Omar, the creators of Last Couple Standing.
And you've seen them ads, so you know exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly. A couple that plays together, stays together. And that's the light bulb moment that inspired the creation of Last Couple Standing. It's a bit of a long story, but the gist of it is they're jokesters, and they realize having fun and being goofy with their partners is what kept the spark ignited in their relationship. So they, along with their other partners, Adelle and Sheryl, life partners, set out to create a game for couples, a game to help folks bond with each other and their friends while making unforgettable moments in the process. They worked on every little detail for over a year, and finally it was ready to launch in July of 2020. We hit the go button and raised over $10,000 in one day on Kickstarter. From there, everything has been an upward climb. Now, Last Couple Standing is a hit with over 16,000 games sold. If you haven't tried it, you should. And if you haven't turned up the volume, wherever you're listening to this episode, you should, because this is a phenomenal episode.
It's fun. It's a laughter. It's just happy Black people just talking about a game, business, a little bit of everything.
Yes.
You're going to enjoy this. If you haven't seen the videos, take a look. This is a game that's going to be fun, and we're doing it. We're definitely going to do it.
And if you're listening to this on audio, do so. Continue through the whole episode. However, this is a really great episode to watch on YouTube. The link is in the show notes. And please go get yourself a copy of Last Couple Standing. And now for the interview.
We are lucky to have Omar and Aaron on the podcast with us, the creators of Last Couple Standing. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
What's going on, family? How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing well. Thank you for your time.
well.
We really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you guys for having us. Thanks for the hospitality.
No doubt.
This is a super exciting episode because we've been seeing these ads everywhere for this game. I just can't wait to like dive in and just learn more about how it came to be, what it's all about, and like dive deep into all these ads I keep seeing on my Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, so real quick, kind of like history timeline. Omar and I were working on another project with a therapist friend of ours. He's a Black male therapist, and we saw that there was a lane open for like Black males to speak in the YouTube space. Now it's called the manosphere. But as we were developing this kind of ideal, we were trying to figure out what's going to draw somebody to come into the game, into this particular content that we were trying to pitch, and we came up with an idea for a card game. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I was just sleeping on it for a couple of days. And I called Omar like, listen, man, forget the therapist thing. Let's just go with this card game. He was like, well, all right, let's do it. So we started to develop the game, us and our significant others, my fiance and his wife. And we just kind of went through the cards and ripped them apart and put them back together. And this question sucks. We kind of went through like a real long phase to kind of dig in and deep with the game. And then last July, we took the game on the Kickstarter, and we raised $10,000 in about 28 hours. So we did that. Thank you. We took those funds, and we created the card game, and now we're 16,000 units sold in about 12 months. So that's our story right there.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you.
we love playing. We love games, so we do games, we have fun, Monopoly, stuff like that. Every time I see the ads and seeing the couples talk, what comes to mind to me is like a real hype game of spades. Where
Okay.
people are playing, and if something isn't done properly, it's going down. And
Right.
I've seen it, and I've seen these couples, and like some of them you can see it's good, but sometimes you can see it's getting a little tight. You can see the energy getting a little aggressive, and I'm like, that's hilarious. That's why I love it. It fits in because I feel like we play games and we're a little bit more aggressive about games.
Right.
I think
We
so.
are not. Maybe you are.
No, what are you talking about? Stop it.
We are not.
Don't play Monopoly with her. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. So the to dig a little deeper into the idea and concept of the game, we wanted it to be something dangerous, but at the same time attractive and alluring. Like I wonder what this is about. So that's why we put like caution tape around it and the caution sign, and because we wanted it to feel like, should I touch it? Should I open it? Should I? You know what I'm saying?
Like
so we kind of did that intentionally. And the questions, it's you and your wife against us and our with our wives. And the thing is, you're trying to get to ask us questions that we won't answer. Like you're trying, you get 5 cards and you're looking at these 5 cards, like which one of these will Omar not answer, right? So you ask me something, super crazy, like if you and your partner were to get a divorce, does he or she deserve half of your assets?
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, I don't want to answer that. Give me a stump card, right? So now if we get 3 of these, if me and my wife get 3 of these, we out. And then y'all and Aaron and his fiance battle it out to see who the last couple standing. So
that's the premise of the game. You want people to tap out and say no,
right?
Because it's gonna be a long ride home. And the problem is, if you don't answer the question, we all get in the car together. So why didn't you answer that question?
That's where my mind was going. I was like, wait, so now are we creating issues that I roll over and I'm like, but that game though, you didn't answer. I'm trying to figure out why.
You testing marriages, bro. Testing marriages.
Right. We realized as we was developing the game and testing it out, play testing it with our friends, we realized that there's like sneaky benefits to being open in front of other people like that, namely your friends. Like, first of all, you guys have to decide together, building camaraderie, to say, which question will we answer? Which questions are we not going to answer?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So together, you guys are figuring that out. Like, yeah, you can tell them about that mole on your butt. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or not. Right, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of builds. It was one of my friends in particular, we had them playing the game. And he told me beforehand, he was like, yo, I don't know what you getting me into, man, but me and Shorty ain't good right now. I was like, it's going to be all right, man. Don't worry about it. By the end, they was all cuddled up and hugging and whispering in each other's face and stuff like that. So, it's on the onset, it feels a little dangerous, but it's not. It's all in fun, and it's how you approach it.
And especially you're doing it. The goal of this game is to do it with people that you're comfortable with in general.
Right.
So if you're comfortable with your friend group or your peer group, after a couple of drinks, some hors d'oeuvres, things start to just get loose in anyway. So it's a natural progression of the game. Like Omar was saying, it just happens. And at the end of the day, if you were competitive, like Omar's wife is really competitive. She don't care. She's gonna answer whatever question, even if he don't want her to answer the question. Right. She's gonna answer the question because she wants to win. But then you got other people who are like, I may not answer that. So there's ebbs and flows of the game, that makes it really, really interesting.
Right.
That is fantastic. I wonder about the development process and how much of it was you two gentlemen, or how much of it was the incorporation of the couples trying to collectively determine what these questions would be and what the cards would contain.
So it went a little like me and my wife, we were writing down questions and going over stuff, and Aaron and his fiance was going through things, and then me and him would just argue about the questions. Like, we never got in a room, all 4 of us, and said, this question is whack, this question isn't. Right. But like he basically went to his corner, and they came up with questions, and me and my wife came up with questions, and then we would argue about the questions, the syntax, the English, you know what I'm saying? Is this stuff right? You know what I mean? Is it too harsh? Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
we had some internal, we had some things internally that we said, okay, if it hits these checkpoints, it can go in the game.
It can go, right.
If it don't hit these checkpoints, no matter how good the question is, you gotta throw it out, because there's a certain format that we want to have for this. So it took us some months. I feel like we got it really good, but there's times when I know he'll go through a question like, I know this is an Aaron question, or this is an Omar question. I ain't want this question in there, but you just gotta live with it for the sake of the game.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I also wonder now, is there a stage of the relationship that you would recommend people play and start playing this game with their significant other? If I start dating somebody, should we be playing this game?
Funny thing, because we launched this game during the heart of the pandemic. I would say yes. And the reason I would say yes is because, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm about to get you. It's not in here? Where is that?
The one on your desk.
You don't even got to, I can't even pull it out all fast for the podcast and say why you should do it.
Like bang!
That's anticipation now. The reason why you should do it if you're a new couple is because we have a game inside of a game.
Oh.
And the game inside of the game is called the Quarantine Pack.
Okay.
So the Quarantine Edition is questions that Omar and I put together for you and your significant other. The gameplay is exactly the same. You can get stumped playing the questions inside the house, but these are more intimate questions, more things that you didn't know about each other or things you may have forgotten. So I had a couple of homegirls that actually were dating men throughout the pandemic, and they were asking each other these questions over Zoom and over FaceTime, getting to know the person that they had met during the pandemic. So it is a good space for you.
Right.
Now, I'm going to tell you to think about older couples like that's been dating for, let's say, 15, 20, 30 years. My uncle was like, I know everything about this lady. You can't tell me nothing. But sure enough, it was some questions in there. He was like, damn, I didn't know she felt like that. So I think it's for any age of relationship. But I do think you got to be open-minded about it. You can't be tight with it.
Right. It's definitely for open-minded, folks that just want to have fun, and they're not like, now if you go into the game, Carice, right?
Yes.
All right, Carice, if you go into the game with Harvey, like, I'm gonna find out where he was at. He said he was at Publix
or April 3rd, 1998.
Right. I know he wasn't. This is my time to find out.
Right.
If you go into it like that, you're gonna find something out. You know what I'm saying? But it may not be conducive of a good time. So it's all about how you approach it. If you just approach it like, yo, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna kick this other couple's butt, and that it is what it is,
right.
It's all in fun, it's all in jokes, then you can get away unscathed. But for sure.
Right.
I like it. Kind of putting this game together, kind of creating it, obviously you two, and then with other people helping. Kind of off base for a second. Did it affect your friendship creating this game together? Because now I don't know if you were in business beforehand or anything, because you went into it together trying to make some money. How did it affect you?
That's a great question. You're the first person to ask that question. And I'm gonna actually say something. I think it made me and Omar closer because I got to understand the psyche of his relationship and how he thinks about how he goes about things. And he got to understand how I look at things. So I think it actually helped our friendship out. Because I'm like, okay, that's why you think like that, because you've been married and I ain't married yet. So he feel like he can say, I'm married, you ain't married yet. Oh, okay, bet. So I gotta take down the chin. So it's helped us a lot, I think. And there's a communication that we had, there's a synergy that we had to have to create the game. Because if we wasn't on the same wavelength, I don't think this game gets created. Right. If we're not thinking the same.
Right. Yeah, the goal was the same of what we was trying to do. We was trying to create a fun party game that was a little toxic and, but at the same time hilarious. So a lot like our real personalities, although we did approach every single question a little differently, you know what I'm saying, how we thought it would play in a room. But the goal was definitely the same. And we just kind of kept our mind and hearts on that, like, hey, this is where we're trying to go with these questions, so everything else just kind of got to go out the window. And we was okay about arguing about that, So like I said, when I say we argued over, I mean
at least 50% of the questions.
Yeah, I was
man.
I was driving Uber before we started, and we was developing the questions, and what was that, mid 2020?
Early to mid 2020.
Yeah. And so I was driving Uber, and I actually had to stop. I thought it was going to be a 10-minute talk about a couple questions. I stopped, and it was like 2 hours of arguing about a few questions. I was like, man, I'm missing money.
Right.
But it is what it is. But yeah, we was cool with going through it. It didn't really affect us as far as, like, I don't like this guy, or, yeah.
That's a good thing. But I'm interested to know how deep your bond goes. How long have you two known each other? Where'd you meet? Like, how did your friendship start?
Funny thing is, it's been about a decade at this point that I've been knowing this guy. I moved here from Chicago. He's from the Bronx, New York. So he's been here before me. We met. I was hosting a beat battle, kind of like an art show, and I was the MC, and he was hired videographer to come through and get footage. So he had to actually ask the host for a drop for the campaign or whatever. And at that point, my mind, I'm thinking, I'm an artist at the time. I'm thinking, wait, he got a camera, he can shoot a music video. And then I end up hiring him to do a music video, a couple of them. And then the friendship just kind of kept going from that point.
Yep. Yeah. So that was like 2010, 2009, 2000, something like that. Yep.
So that definitely helps because you already had a solid foundation. So
for sure. Right.
Even in creating that and being combative, it was only going to grow you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. And it's like I tell my wife this too, like, when you arguing and it's like, oh, I'm so mad, this whole thing is over. When you go to that point, then yeah, it can break up friendships and relationships and all that. But if that is off the table, then you're free to, hey, I got my opinion, you got your opinion, let's hash it out, And still to this day, our whole business is really based on that. Like we before we got on the phone with y'all, we was arguing about salaries.
But the thing is to keep the goal, like Omar is saying, what is the goal?
Right.
Like, okay, take your interest out of it and my interest out of it. What is the goal for this? This is the baby. We try to get this baby off to college, and then we try to get this baby to get a good job.
Yeah.
This is the goal. So that if that's the guiding light, and I think honestly, funny thing is thinking about we're saying this out loud, that should probably be the guiding light for all relationships.
Mm-hmm.
If what's the goal for this relationship is to get here. Okay, then move all the other stuff out the way and let's figure out how do we get there?
Right.
I like that. Well thought out. That's a good point. Yeah. I want to ask, so you guys obviously have butted heads in terms of the questions. Do each of you have like a specific subject matter that you think is kind of taboo and you don't want to have questions about?
Yeah. Yep.
What were the kind of arguments about?
Mine is exes.
Yeah.
I got everything in there. 90% of the questions for exes, that's me.
Yeah.
90%.
No. Probably more than 98%.
98% of them? Yeah. Exes. Because I know that's a soft spot for everybody, whether you're a man or a woman. But look how you sitting there. But it's such a big, your past is such a big part of your new relationship that you kind of have to dig into it and figure out certain things. I was being blatantly toxic.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
Toxic. But there's certain parts of the questions where you actually kind of do need to dig into the past and see, well, what happened with you on real? Or why did you do that? Oh, this is why I did that, and this is why I act like that.
Right.
So there's certain things that
Right.
But he don't want no parts of that.
So I don't want any parts of the exes, and it's not that I got some crazy ex in the background, or you know what I mean, in the past, nothing like that. It's just I felt like I'm put like this. His sense of humor is a tad bit more toxic than mine. Yes. Right. So he's ready. He's cool with going in with the darts. Like, I'm like, come on, man. Like, why you doing people like that? So what came from that is questions about exes that aren't too bad.
Right. The stuff I really wanted to say is not in there.
Man, y'all didn't want that. Y'all didn't want that.
He was like, every time we had a question, he's like, listen, man, you gotta think about people who ain't like you. I was like, but man, forget all that. Everybody like me. No, some people, bro, you have to. So I was like, all right, that was a lot of it. Like there's like questions that didn't make the game. There's a whole bunch of X questions sitting in a file somewhere that I'm waiting on.
Right. In the world. We should probably do like a Too Toxic pack or something.
Too Toxic.
Yes.
That sounds like it.
A whole separate edition.
Right.
All my crazy.
All his questions. I ain't got nothing. Hey, it wasn't me. I'm on the box like this. It wasn't me.
You straight up. You just built it.
Right. That's right. For sure. So that's where we was at with that.
That is fantastic. I have a question about how much of the culture is in the cards. Is this a game everybody can play? Or are there some cards that have a little extra flair that our Black couples or Black people would more so understand or be able to relate to in a different way?
So what we did, we didn't want to make this thing blackity black, blackity black. We wanted to make it inclusive of everybody, but we wanted to be current and culturally relevant. So what we did is we have certain slang in there. We have certain things that everybody would know. So it's for us, by us, but we're not mad we invite you to the picnic. You can come to the barbecue, but just know who made the barbecue. Just know where you at when you get here.
Right. Okay. But it's definitely it's like when you hang out with a cool white or Asian homegirl or something like that, and you say, like, she get a kick out of the slang and stuff that you say, you know what I'm saying? And you get a kick out of the quirky stuff she say, you know what I'm saying? It's a balance of that, you know what I mean? But it's cultural references that we all know are funny, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's something a white guy would say or a Black guy would say, you know what I'm saying? It's funny. There's nothing offensive in there. Matter of fact, most of the card, I'm gonna say probably 97% of the questions, they all say partner. They don't say he or she, because we were being inclusive of everyone. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
that's good. One thing I noticed with the way you guys were promoting it, and obviously that the videos, this is a game that sells itself when you just watch people play. But I wanted to ask is that you kind of got some celebrities to do it. Did you reach out to them? Did they come to you? How did you get some people to play, record themselves, and kind of help you promote the game?
Right. Some of the folks were like Candy and Todd. Those are my friends. I've been knowing them for years. So they were the first celebrities to do it. And everyone else we reached out to, and you know, we got them in, we sent them a game, and they was like, oh, this is dope, and you know, they played the game. So yeah,
closed mouths don't get fed. Slide in DMs and see what happens.
You'd be surprised. Exactly. How sliding in the DMs help you.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's a really smart business tactic. And I think it's very underutilized because people are, you know, I don't know, scared of what? Rejection. Somebody doesn't respond or they say no. That's literally the worst thing that could happen. So get over that and keep going.
Truthfully, that's how, I mean, I reached out to you guys. I'm like, I see the game is on fire when they talk to people like us. And I'm like, hey,
absolutely.
But
you just gotta do it. You know, like you said, Omar said, you never know. And a lot of times when you have a cool product, people want to know about it. Right. Celebrities and influencers get a kick out of being the first or one of the first to say, hey, I'm the person that put this game or product or podcast on the map. Right. And I want to be able to say 10 years from now, oh, when they doing their thing on, they got a show on daytime TV. I was the one that was the people like to do that. Right. Just like we're doing right now. So when y'all blow up,
no doubt.
The podcast.
We promise we won't be too uppity and we will not forget you.
From your lips to God's ears.
Talk to me. So absolutely.
I just love the concept of the game. I wonder if you've already forethought different versions of it, like not safe for work editions, or we just came up with the whole X's edition or whatever. Have you forethought any of that?
Yeah, we actually, if you go to our website, shop.lcsgame.com, you'll see that we have expansions. One of the expansions are the not safe for work. And then we have another pack called So You Want More Questions. It's just 108 more questions. It's not necessarily themed. It's just more questions that didn't make it into the original box. And then we have a drinking game. That so you know, it's the drinking game is like you pull a card after every stump and it says, the couple next to you has to take a shot, or the person with the least amount of kids got to take a shot, or a bunch of stuff like that. Yeah, and then we have a bunch of questions that revolves around drinking. So who was the last person you drunk texted or something like that? You know what I mean? It's a bunch of questions like that. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice. So it already exists. I
Yeah,
didn't even know.
Look at you.
Yeah, we got plans to. We'll probably end up having roughly three
or four more.
I'm saying full games. It was like
three full games built out.
Yeah, 3 full different games built out, but then there will be expansions with each of those games. So yeah, we got a long way to go.
You're right at the beginning. No doubt.
Absolutely. Yep.
That is fabulous. Have you guys established like a team? Do you have a team of people working on these cards? You have like a warehouse. What's the structure of the business like right now?
Okay, so we are actually at the point where we're going to start hiring on different creators to help us with this, because we can't just be the only ones coming up with these questions, because all of them gonna be toxic questions to me. So we gotta spread it out. So we are in the process of just looking for new sharp minds that want to come through, and even like comedians, different people with different like kind of perspectives to add to the game. Currently, we are warehousing in 3 different places in America. We have one Arizona. Mm-hmm. We are in Pennsylvania and Kentucky. So if anybody orders a game, they'll get it within 2 to 3 business days from when they order the game. It's not kind of like Amazon, but not on Amazon yet. Right. And that's pretty much the structure. We've been a 2-man show for the last 2 years at this point. So we tired. So it's time to start hiring people and taking some of that salary we was arguing about and hiring some of these people so we can, run the business from a different perspective.
Yeah, but to dig a little beneath that though, my wife does our Instagram stuff. So all the stuff on Instagram you see, she's posting all that stuff. Then like the graphic stuff that you see on Instagram, we have a graphics guy that produces all of that. And my daughter, she's 21 years old. She does our customer service currently. So that's
I like that.
That's kind of everybody that's involved right now. Aside from like we have ad buyers and email people, and we have a whole. I don't know if y'all want to go into a whole business.
No, you have a team. You're growing. I love it. What I really liked is the fact that you talked about the collaborators. And I wonder if you've ever thought about that therapist that you were originally supposed to collaborate with, bringing that person on and really looking at the perspective of the questions from a different angle.
I'm so glad you said that.
Okay.
You got that one? No, I'm looking for a challenge.
You pull up, bang!
Damn, we have this. It's called the challenge deck. Okay, so you can see that once again, this has the caution tape on it, and it's red for a reason. So, as my therapist is a good friend of ours, Omar. After we started to move on to this particular project, I said, listen, I need those questions that's on when people come on the couch and they lay on the couch, the leather couch. I need those questions. I need the questions that be a long ride home from the therapy sessions. I need those deep rooted questions. So these questions are curated by him. So these are therapist approved questions.
Ready to couch ready questions.
Couch ready questions. Or get out or go sleep on the couch ready questions. Right? So this is the thing. So with the challenge deck, let's say we plan. I ask you a question. And I say, Harvey, this is the question. And you say something and I know you lying. I said, Harvey, you lying. I can pull up a challenge deck and I can say, it's a challenge card. Now, when I slap this down, Harvey, you got to pick from this deck, and you don't want no problems with this deck.
No.
You don't want take the stump card. Take the stump card, because if the questions is like this. Here go one. I'm just gonna give y'all one spicy. Do you think your partner could be more sexually adventurous? Tell them how.
Tell them how. Oh Lord.
Here you go, Harv. Hey, Harv. Go ahead, you go. Take that.
Wow. If I could reach that card, I would take it.
So here go. I'm gonna give you one more from this deck. Let me give you a spicy one. What is one secret you are keeping from your partner?
Oh.
Take
Take that.
So we definitely did use his insight on some of the questions, the more thought-provoking, kind of harder questions. That's all him, because he got the mind for it. He's been doing it for 20 years. So that's all curated by him, those questions.
I feel like this game, there's so much potential. You guys are really just at the beginning of what this is going to be. This feels like a game that is meant to almost be filmed. Like, I feel like y'all need to get like 4 couples in a room, a camera, and then you get people to play.
We're gonna hire y'all.
And I would watch.
Come on over here. Come on, y'all.
You thinking like we thinking.
Now this is the catch though. It's hard to get 4 people on camera.
Right.
Now, people will do it.
Right.
And we put that camera, I was like, wait a minute, where is this going?
Right.
So that's the hard part about it. That's the only hard part about it.
Yeah. So you've been seeing all the couples just kind of do it, with each other.
Right.
But we've been playing around with how do we do this thing and make it so that people can see the game being played like it's intended to be played. So that's where we at right now, where we, like you said, we get a couple couples around and we just play the game. But like Aaron said, because of the subject matter, it's almost like you gotta have actors, but we don't want to go that route. Like we want it to be.
No. It's better when it's genuine. It needs to be real. I really feel like I like this idea. I really feel like we could do this. I feel like we could do that. And like we got family. We do. I'm saying we're game. We love to get. I feel like we got 3 other couples that we could we can get them together and we could do it. I really think
we are located.
Oh, we're in Florida.
We're in Florida.
We're in
Florida. Okay. What part of Florida?
Just south of West Palm Beach.
Okay. Harvey keep messing around. He's gonna be on the midnight train in Georgia.
No, right? Like who he recording with? I don't know.
I know we doing it, so that's it. And then I know we can make that happen. I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna
hey, wink if you need help.
Okay, let me change the topic just a little bit.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys have gotten a lot of like reviews, testimonials, people have hit you and slid in the DMs. What is the most memorable or the most surprising testimonial or review that you've gotten?
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
Your friend.
Go ahead.
She had the game night. He has a homegirl that had a game night. And she sent us back a bunch of video. And they actually on the page, just the white group of friends. Right. And he said, have you ever faked an orgasm or something? And he was like, he said, dude, one time I spit on her back. I was like,
I saw that video.
Oh, really? You said that? And you let people tape you? Okay.
Yeah, but I will say there was the young lady that had the game on Facebook with her husband, and she posted on Facebook, and they had a game night, and she was like, I've been waiting for this, and it came, and it did better than I thought it would do.
I didn't see that.
You screenshotted it and sent it to me.
I did?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was, but I mean, we had so many people just be, this is something they wanted to support Black business, and they got it, and they thought, wow, the packaging is good, the questions is good, the presentation. So anytime somebody recognizes it for, not just being a Black game, or being something that should be in Target or this should be in Walmart, that's the things that keep us going, because it's like we're hitting the actual mark of what we're trying to do, making a high quality product that came from some Black people.
Right.
So anytime we hear that, we know we're doing right.
Another one that threw me for a loop was I don't know if y'all saw, we had Yandy from Love and Hip Hop and Mandisi, her husband. They did it, and he's had what's your partner's cum sound was the question, and he was like, I was like, because this is a dude from Harlem who's like, a real street dude. I didn't think he was gonna go crazy, and Yandy was just turning pink over there.
Yeah. and they actually played the game while the week of their wedding.
Yeah, it was the week of their wedding.
They played.
Yeah. So we had a lot of good reactions. One thing that I always like to tout is that we sold all these games and nobody hit us and said, I want my money back because I hate the game. Not one. not one to date. Now, people do ask for returns because of, stuff getting lost in shipping and all of that. Those things happen. But for the most part, like just on some, I don't like the game, he'll take it back, give me my money. Nobody. And we got a guarantee. It's on our page. Funnel is free guarantee. But so
that is a great testament to what you have created.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Kudos to you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So because obviously this is success and it's just, again, you're just at the genesis of this.
Yeah.
We have, we're a pretty good amount of people who listen. Somebody has an idea and they want to put it out there, a game or whatever idea, something they want to create. What advice would you give to somebody who's looking to start something new and they kind of, they don't know what to do. They're scared to go out there. What advice would you give?
First thing I would say, just jump in the water because it's not as deep as you think it is. Jump in the water. It's not that deep. It's really not that deep. It's cold, but it ain't that deep.
Mm-hmm.
You can stand up in it. And I think if you have an idea, it's two things. This is an original idea, but it's not an original space. So we have other people that we can look at and say we can emulate them in terms of their trajectory, not maybe how they went about making their game, but it's a card game and there's a bunch of card games. So we can figure out that same thing.
Gotta study.
With them, I would say jump out there and study. And I would say just go with it. Figure out, you're gonna run into the potholes. It's fine. As long as you got a spear in the back, you're gonna keep rolling. Mm-hmm. Just keep going. Don't get stuck on the what's, when's, where's, and how's. You got an idea, the idea needs oxygen, breathe life into the idea. Mm-hmm. And just keep going with it. Because that's what we did. It was literally, I couldn't sleep for maybe a day or two, and I called him. I said, listen, I don't know what's over here. Just trust me. We're gonna make a card game. He was like, all right, let's just go with it. We done did everything else. Let's just go with this card game idea. So I would tell people, if the idea is fresh, put gas to it.
I would say also, do not be scared to make a splash. Like impact is what you want. Impact, especially in today's climate with social media and just the way things are and how people react to things. Like you want to do something that's going to get a reaction out of people. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think we are, ahead and above of anybody that's coming after us because we just dare to like do it. And, like we got a disclaimer on our box that says last couple standing is not liable for any arguments, breakups, or divorces. Like who puts that on a product they're trying to sell? You know what I'm saying? But it's impactful. You know what I mean? So no matter what you're doing, if it's a makeup brand, if it's a sunglass line, if it's water, whatever you're doing, try to make it impact people in some way. It might just be the story of it. So you got to highlight that. But that's what I would say. Try your best to focus on how do we get a reaction out of these people for this thing.
Love that. That is valuable advice. That is fantastic. Okay. Where can people get the game?
You can get it online only on our website. It's shop.lcsgame.com or lcsgame.com. That's the only place you can get it. Yeah, that's the only place you can get it.
And in terms of where can they follow you? So, I saw you on Instagram, but any other places for social media that they can find you?
We're on TikTok as well. At the last couple standing on Instagram, and is it the last couple standing on TikTok too?
No, it's just last.
It's just last couple standing on TikTok, and we're on Facebook.
On Facebook as well, yeah. Typically, if you Google search last couple standing on Twitter or whatever, it'll you'll find us. It'll pop up, or any other like Facebook or whatever. It'll definitely pop up. Yeah.
All right.
And we will have links for all of this in our show notes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which one do you want to do? 5%, 10%?
Let's do 10%. It's the holiday.
Yeah, we're gonna give you a 10% code for all your listeners.
Excellent. Yes.
Yeah. So it'll be lcsgame.com / was it Love is Black, right? Okay. So we could do LIB, something like that, just to make it short. But we'll send you the links. We're gonna
look out for you people. We're gonna make sure y'all get y'all discount off for this holiday season in there.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. So if you haven't gotten your game yet, make sure you go get it.
I see you guys have been selling out. I see business. You guys are doing well. We applaud.
Yeah, we got more units on the way. So yeah, we can't wait. We're excited.
That's good. Like to see Black business, just succeeding. You guys are doing great work. We're lucky enough that we got to talk to you. Thank you again for giving us your time. We do.
No problem. Thank you. And we appreciate y'all and what y'all doing, for Black love and Black relationships. It's important that we spread that message as well,
No doubt.
Yes.
Oh, very much.
Appreciate
Very
you
much.
guys.
And I'm gonna make this happen. Listen, I'm gonna get 8 of us together, and it's gonna happen. Listen,
Just wait.
I have two couples in mind right now who I know would just
help.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Hey, Harvey, let's make it happen, man.
I'm saying, we down. It's
we
a
are
wrap.
down.
Yes, we are down. Yes, as a couple, I speak of us. We'll do it.
Hey, Harv, cool. Don't get in trouble. No. Let's do this thing slow. Let's do it slow.
All right, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Is there anything you want to share at all before we wrap up officially? Anything you guys might be doing or that you want to just kind of put out there?
Nah, look out for live events. That's all I can say.
There you go. That's what's up. There you go.
That is like the next step.
Exactly. That's the thing.
That makes so much sense.
We got a whole ecosystem. We got a whole ecosystem coming for couples. So look out for it.
It's coming.
All right.
It's gonna be a hell of a summer. 2022 is gonna be a last couple standing summer. We're gonna be out. We're gonna say we outside.
We outside. We outside.
Excellent.
Thank you guys again tremendously. We have been honored to have you guys. And thank you for all the great business advice. I mean, all the little stuff. Like if somebody didn't catch it, go back, rewind, listen again. Social media, the reaches out, like just create an impact, all this stuff. This makes so much sense.
Agree.
But Harvey, oh my God, we have had quite the episode. And we know for a fact that love is standing.
Love is standing.
Love is standing.
Okay, I love standing.
It's gonna be standing.
Love is standing.
Yes. Love is many things.
But this good love is Black.